fifth graders. Today we're here with lesson 46, which is story problems about fractional amounts. There's actually another teacher who's going to be explaining a lot of this to you, but I'm going to introduce it first. So, this we've already learned before. If the numerator is 1 in a fraction, to find the fractional amount of a whole number, divide by the denominator. So if we were looking for 1/3 of 30, I'm going to take the whole and divide it by the denominator of 3 to find out what 1/3 of 30 would be. So 3 would go in 1, 0, so 10 is 1/3 of 30. In today's lesson, we're going to be learning about what to do if the numerator is not 1. So what you're going to do is first you're going to draw a rectangle to represent the whole. Then you're going to divide it into the pieces according to the denominator, just like we've done with the other story problems. And then we're going to write the number in each box that each piece represents. So in other words, whatever answer you got when you divided 30 by 3, you're going to put that in each block. 30 divided by 3 is 10, and so we put 10, 10, 10 in each of those blocks. And now we're going to look at the problem. It's asking for 2 out of the 3, so 2/3 is 10 plus 10, which is 20. Notice that basically what we're doing is dividing the whole number by the denominator, which is 10, and then multiplying that times the numerator. So 10 times 2 is 20 to get our answer. Let's go ahead. Here's to summarize. So if the numerator is not a 1, you're going to divide by the denominator and then multiply that quotient by the numerator. But you still have to draw the diagram or picture of the rectangle if they ask you to. Let's see some examples.
Fifths of her team's 45 points. How many points did Sammy score? The numerator is not 1, but I still start off by divide by the denominator. 45 divided by 5, that's 9. So I divided by the denominator, which was 9, and now I'm going to section off 3 of them. And it appears I have 27. So I could have just divided by the denominator and then multiplied by the numerator, right? But they wanted us to draw a diagram, so we are going to do it this way. So, but 3/5 of the 45 points, that's going to be 27 points is what she scored. Sammy sounds like a pretty good basketball player. Check out this one. Donna's dog ate 1/4 of a dozen dog treats. How many dog treats were left? And I know my denominator is 4, but I'm dividing 4 by what? What's going to be our dividend? I have no other numbers in this problem, but I have a word right here that says dozen. You got to go and ask yourselves, how many in a dozen? 12 is in a dozen, right? So this is basically starting off 1/4 of 12. 3, 6, 9, 12. They're all spoken for. 1/4 is what that dog ate. Go back and take a look at your reading here real quick. They want to know how many were left. And the big mistake kids make on these usually isn't in the math portion. It's in the reading portion. They don't want to know how many she ate. They want to know how many were left. So if she ate 3 of them, how many of these were all left over? Looks to me like 3, 6, 9. In this case, you really couldn't multiply by the numerator because you had to do a little bit more reading and thinking, and that's why they want you to draw it out with a diagram every time. Check out this one. Terry found a dress marked 2/3 off the regular price. The regular price was $99. How much money did the dress cost during the sale? So $99 is the regular price. I'm talking thirds here, so I still start off. Divide by the denominator. And hopefully we can do this in our head. I'm going to do it really, really quick. 1/3 of $99 is $33. So I have 3 groups of 33. This is where the reading is every bit as important as the math. It says 2/3 off the price. If it's marked 2/3 off, do you count those? No, it's a $99 regular price dress. They took 2/3 off the price. What's left for the price? $33, right? Again, we're not going to go and multiply by the numerator that time because setting it up in the diagram really helps us think and see it when we read it carefully. Check out this one. Marty practices trumpet for 3/4 of an hour. How many minutes did Marty practice? There's an old saying, you can't compare apples and oranges. And math problems love doing this to kids. They'll give you some information in one type of measurement and then want the answer in a different type of measurement. You don't want to go 3/4 of one. The answer needs to be in minutes. How many minutes is in an hour? And hopefully everybody knows the answer there. Why, that would be 60, right? So I want to start off with divide by the denominator. So I have a divisor of 4, and I'm going to divide that by 60. Hopefully you know 60 divided by 4 is 15. Always stop and double check. Does 15 plus 15 plus 15 plus 15 equal 60? Hopefully it does. So now let's take a look at our numerator. The numerator is 3, so section off 3 of those, or just go ahead and go 15 times 3, whichever way you are comfortable of doing it. 15 plus 15 plus 15 sounds to me like Marty practiced for 45 minutes that day, 3/4 of an hour.
All right, so those are some different examples of the types of problems you'll see. In class, we'll go over the other examples that you can expect to see. So go ahead and get to work.